What's going on, everybody, and welcome back to the A Show, the kings of pro wrestling podcasts. And we looking for revenge. I'm J5, here with Meelz. You're a busy guy, Meelz.
We're all busy. That's all I got to say about that. We're all busy people. We're all doing the damn thing. How have you been, sir?
It was good, man. It was just had a nutty weekend. Doing some stuff that I can't wait for you guys to see.
Absolutely. Yo, quick question. All right, since I got you here.
Oh, no.
This past weekend, SDCC, right?
Yes. Right.
Lots of reveals, lots of stuff like that. We should go to a con one day.
It felt muted.
Really?
I will say I did not really care much about comic book this year. I didn't really care.
See, yeah, because that's what I was going to ask about. So I saw they had all this Marvel shit, and then I was like, all right, explain this to me, like, as someone who doesn't really watch who just watches whatever's popping at the time. Explain this to me of, like, what is this phase 5, phase 6? Like, what are we going to or going through in this, like, Marvel environment?
10 years ago, the head of Marvel Studios, Kevin Feige, whatever, said that the movies would be in phases and a big event would end the phases, right? So, phase 1 ended with the Avengers, phase 2 ended with Age of Ultron, 3 ended with Endgame and like integrated Spider-Man and all that stuff. So 4 was kind of, I would say 4 was kind of maligned by a lot of things that were out of their control, such as COVID. So a lot of these movies like Black Widow and stuff released far later than they were supposed to. And so they used the TV shows to kind of, give you something in between that, because the movies weren't coming out at like the clip that they're going to be coming out in the next, Jesus Christ, 3 or 4 years.
Jeez.
And so now it's going to be over with. I can't remember what they said was ending 4. Was it going to be Ant-Man? I think Ant-Man ends 4 or something like that. And that's going to be in February. So interesting. Yeah, which is like, nigga, please. But
that's what I meant by interesting.
Yeah, nigga, please. I'm not seeing that shit. I honestly have not seen a Marvel movie since like Shang-Chi. I'm pretty much out on all of them. They're like, they do nothing for me. But so now they're basically coming in, and the phase 5 is going to be I'm guessing introducing the Fantastic Four and Blade and all this other stuff, and it's going to end with the 2 Avengers movies, 2 in 5 months, might I add. Which is the Kang Dynasty and Secret Wars, which I'm sorry, bruh. Secret Wars is one of my favorite arcs of all time. They're not about to pull this off. not with what they have currently constructed. They're not about to pull this off. And without the X-Men, they're not about to pull this off. I think I'm really concerned. I saw all that stuff and I was like, I'm very concerned about, like, because my thing is this: there's got to be a bottleneck of where it's like everything is must see until it isn't, and it's like all we have now in theaters is $200 million movies. You know what I mean? And big movies. And I was like, I remember when we used to have small movies. I remember like how many like black movies have come out. You had Jordan Peele come out with Nope. That was a lot of people said it was a disappointment because it didn't make as much as Us, but 45 million for a rated R movie in this time is pretty damn good for an original. It is an original script, not based on a comic book. That is fantastic. And it's not a sequel. That is fantastic. But when you look what you have coming up, it's a bunch of sequels. I think the only kind of original kind of thing that's not a sequel is like The Rock, Black Adam. That's in October, but that's going to get 3 sequels. You know what I mean? Like, I know people are excited.
The Rock is almost older in that movie too, by the way. He looks fucking ancient. I don't know why.
The Botox ain't Botoxing no more because you're getting too much of it.
You need to hit up whoever is doing LL Cool J's Botox and and make sure his face is as smooth as that, because I was like, yo, that man looks, it's hitting. All right.
Yeah. No, so I mean, right now you have these phases and they're happening. Like my concern is that like you get a sense of diminishing returns where like now you even see Marvel fans saying if it didn't make $1 billion, it's a flop. You know what I mean? Like, or it's on a lesser. And I'm like, if a movie makes 500, 600, 700 $million, that's a success. You know what I mean? But the thing is that they're over exaggerating shit with all of this. There's going to be people that fall off of it because they're like, what are we How many movies you expect me to watch to understand this shit?
Yeah. That's kind of where I'm at with this. I kind of tapped in for the Avengers and then Spider-Man and then the Avengers Endgame and then I guess Spider-Man again. Yeah. Yeah. And then I was like, yeah, I can't do all this. No, I don't care about any of these people. Especially when I saw the Avengers Endgame and I was like, I don't even like a lot of these people, to be honest with you.
And they're not even gonna, I would imagine, this is just my pie in the sky prediction, that they're gonna probably bring back some of those older, like Robert Downey and all of them. They're probably gonna come back because they do the multiverse shit.
Mm-hmm.
So like in order to get asses in seats, they're gonna probably bring back those guys again. It's like it's so transparent and under the guise of, well, the comics did it, but it's just like, is this actually, like, none of these stories are original, you know what I mean? And that's what makes it more kind of like whatever. And they don't really, to me, look like actual movies anymore. They look like Power Rangers to me now.
Yeah, it's kind of a lot. I'm not very drawn to it, but I was never drawn to it, but I was interested in seeing it.
It's not to knock Power Rangers, you know what I'm saying? That's a fantastic franchise, but it's a franchise that, my thing with Power Rangers is like, and I think I said this before on Twitter or something, I was like, the thing with Power Rangers is that they understand that their universes, while they intersect, they all still need to have their own kind of original, characters and subplots, even though they follow the same structure every season on Power Rangers. MCU follows it and it looks worse and worse and worse every time. So you have jokes that sometimes land, sometimes don't. And I think a lot of people, like, they love to see the moments. Mm-hmm. And I think that movies, to me, used to be more about kind of the end, the beginning, middle, and end. You know what I'm saying? It's not about that anymore. It's all about like who showed up at the end credits and what did the final battle look like. You know what I mean? And who got cast to do what. Like, people, when you see Nope, I don't know if you've seen it yet, but it's like people look at Nope and they're like, well, I didn't understand this, so it was terrible. You know what I mean? Because it's like, it's making you think. and I'm like, I think
that. I don't know.
Huh?
I said, I like movies like that. So maybe I should go see it.
But it's like, I'm down for Blade because I like Mahershala Ali. Do I have any faith that it's going to be a good movie? Absolutely not. But I'm going to see it because I love the franchise. And that's probably the only thing I'll probably go tap into. But like, as a whole, I think that like the convergence of like nerd culture into geek culture into pop culture has become very capitalistic. It's very capital, like, obviously capitalism ruins everything, but it is now that now. You know what I mean? Like,
let's just go pitch the Attack on Titan series of films. Like, we should.
I would love that. I would love that, because my thing about Attack on Titan, like, my thing about that is that like that could be either a tightly constructed TV show that's in the event, because I look at Attack on Titan like it's like the Game of Thrones that animated me, like in terms of how rich the characters are, how like kind of crazy it goes, the time aspect of it, the just the humanity of it all, if you will. Or it could be a movie, you know what I mean? Like, I like the idea of Attack on Titan being that, because again, it is storytelling that gives you that beginning, middle, and an end. You know what I mean? And I really enjoy Attack on Titan a lot.
I appreciate that, because I enjoy it as well, and I would like to see more people enjoy it. I'm urging our A Show fans to watch this, so we can all talk about if the A Show fans. I know Cyrus is going to hate this because he doesn't really like Attack on Titan, but if
the thing is that Cyrus, I thought Cyrus said he had never like watched it all the way through because he didn't like the animation. I think that's what he told me.
He didn't. He doesn't like the way it's drawn, for sure. Especially in the first 3 seasons. But if you guys watch
what it is, I didn't even notice. That is what it is. I didn't even notice that shit.
If you guys watch it, I feel like we could talk about it, because I like to, especially considering it's ending next year. Even though the manga is already finished and stuff like that, so it already has the ending parts of that. But especially since it's ending next year, I'm ready to start my campaign for AOT being pretty much number 1. But
it's already there to me.
It's there to me as well. And
it's up there. Like, my thing is, if I had to choose, I'm older, so like Trigun was up there for me. You know what I mean? Like,
it's just coming back.
Not really yeah, it's coming back. But it's like Trigun to me is one of the, and again, like, Trigun has its issues. The story doesn't actually start until like episode 17. Like, you don't actually know
episode 1, and I was just like, I'm gonna come back to this.
but again, it's showing you who Vash is as a character. You know what I mean? And
right.
It's letting it breathe. It's letting a lot of things breathe. You get a little bit of a tease, but you don't know, But the thing is that the way that they used to adapt anime back in the day, it's not how they do it now. It's not one to one anymore. Not like now they got the money to do that.
Of course. If you've seen how Demon Slayer is kicking ass and doing like this, one of the I could talk about anime forever, but we do actually have announcements that we need to get to, which is more important than all the stuff that you're talking about. But I mean, if you guys want to hear more conversations on Marvel and stuff like that, make sure you guys check out the black. I was about to say the black print, the black variant. X and Van, come on, just check it out. The black variant. You know where it is, RNC Radio. Turn up, follow the Black Variant RNC on Twitter. I'm sure they will have a rich conversation on what happened at San Diego Comic-Con over the last weekend. With that said, we have announcements. First things first, I'm the realist. The A Show Revenge Tour t-shirts are finally going on sale. And if you have not followed us on Twitter, you've already seen this, but I just want to make it clear for those who just exclusively listen and are banned from Twitter or refuse to go on Twitter or anything else. They'll be available for pre-order this Friday. So everyone, you've seen them online. Apparently, I tried to make it as dark as I could without everyone seeing it, but everyone shared it nonetheless, because how could you not at this point?
Beautiful.
They're great quality t-shirts. I mean, let me tell you, people, they're great quality t-shirts. This is great quality t-shirts. I'm gonna say it again, great quality t-shirts. We did our due diligence in looking for these shirts. So the pre-order is going to be there you go. The pre-order, you might want to do two of them. With the pre-order will be available this Friday, 7/29. Make sure you guys tap in. It's going to be ready. I know people are excited about the shirts, and this is our first bit of merch, so very, very excited about it.
And shout out to you, man, because you really like put your foot in this one from moment one.
Well, you know what? You know what's so great about this is that these would not have been possible without the patrons. So shout out to the patrons, because none of this would have been possible. Like none of it. Everything that we did was funded by the Patreon. So it's like I've done projects with the Lookout and stuff like that where we had to fund our own stuff, and we'll do it, but we just can't do a lot. This one, I'm very, very happy to see that we can kind of like, the vision isn't necessarily impacted by like budget or anything of the rather. Like we can get funky however we want to get funky with these stuff. And it's really thanks to the patrons. So shout out to you guys and thank you guys. Next big announcement, next week, episode 250 of the A Show. We will be doing it live. And when I say live, I mean live, like video, audio, same time, you watching it in real time, something that we've never done with the A Show before in 250 episodes. Next week, Tuesday, August 2nd, 8 p.m., 5 p.m. So Patreon people, just, you're going to get it a little bit later. But episode 250 of the A Show will be live. It'll be available on our YouTube page. You might say, y'all got a YouTube page? Yeah, we got a YouTube page, which is currently being populated. So if you actually search it on YouTube, it's there. So make sure you tap in. We've thrown up some old clips that I'm very, very happy and excited about.
Yeah, man, you sent me some clips and I was like, damn, we really called it. So I can't wait to see y'all. I can't wait to see everyone listen to it.
Yeah, so we've been throwing up like some throwback stuff. You don't got to listen to all the entire old episodes back, but you can listen to segments. I made sure to throw up like our first thoughts on AEW, like our first, when they had a rally. Remember when they had a rally? A rally? A rally?
Our responses to this legendary, okay? Like
on the nose.
But there was a question, just a spoiler, like there was a question and I said, or there was a statement I said, if they keep hiring WWE niggas, then it's over. They can't do that. And I said, damn, I really called it.
Nonetheless, we got some good stuff up there, some interviews, some videos, some all this other stuff like that. So make sure you guys tap into the YouTube and make sure you subscribe to the YouTube, because when we go live next Tuesday, we're gonna be live. It's gonna be during NXT. I'm giving up NXT for a week. We won't be live during his NXT, but it'll be live during my NXT. So I hope they don't do anything crazy. We also got. All right, maybe you should intro.
We're not done.
Yeah. Maybe you should intro this one.
We got giveaways. The Wale Foot Locker Mosh, is it match? Whatever. That merch. We got some of that. We're gonna give it away. We have not figured out how we're gonna give it away yet, but we need you guys to tap in. But the thing is, everyone's gonna be eligible to get this merch. But we want people to get into the Patreon, so we're gonna find a way to get you guys that merch and get you in on the Patreon as well. But what size? I think the thing is that our sizes range, so it goes from medium to what'd you get, Meelz? So
I got XL. So
okay, so medium and XL.
I got XL. So if you like them large, I'm gonna give a couple of them away. If you like them J5 size, very svelte, as I would say.
I'm not that anymore.
Well, if you're svelte, it'll fit anyway. So mediums or XLs, like that's essentially what we got. If we could get more, we'll get more. But if we can't, medium and XLs, to be honest with you. So if you're interested in that, we can definitely do that and set that thing up. So we're going to do that giveaway. Should we just do it next week?
Yeah, we'll do it next week. We should do it next week during the live show.
Okay, so. Yeah, let's do that. All right, that sounds good.
So merch is for pre-order on Friday. We're doing a free giveaway of the Wale Foot Locker collection.
Yeah.
After that,
if you show up to the YouTube page, you might walk away with something. How about that? Yeah, show up to the episode 250. You might walk away with something. And then, of course, final bit of news. We want to urge you guys to continue to donate to the Wrestling Club, the GoFundMe, of course. The road to WrestleMania. These kids went to Raw last night. They had a blast. I can't tell you, what was the first WWE live show that you went to?
WrestleMania 24.
Oh, yeah. All right. Well, all right. The bar is pretty high. I went to...
I mean, I hate even saying that, but like, come on. We didn't have a lot of money.
If you going to WrestleMania, you're going to WrestleMania. You know what I'm saying? But these kids went to Monday Night Raw in Madison Square Garden, which is like going to WrestleMania. More specifically, like WrestleMania 20 or like 15 through like 2. But they went there.
I gotta say, before we even go there, I salute some of the podcasters and podcasts that did give that answered my challenge and they responded in kind. So shout out to y'all. The kids appreciated it. It wasn't for me. It was for them. I got into a lot of like BS over putting people to task for that last week. Did you see some of that?
I did, of course. Why wouldn't you?
It was crazy.
It's like a regular thing.
I literally all I said was, yo, do this. But then I had tweeted something earlier, I guess, where it was just like, hey, I'm not paying $40 for this ROH pay-per-view, which we're gonna talk about on Patreon today. But and then somebody was like, don't watch it. And I was just like, well, can you donate instead of like trying to like argue with me all the time and dunk on me, bro? Like,
you're better than me. Man. I would have been like, I don't want your stinking money, but you got them bag anyway.
All money clean now. All money clean now.
For the kids, baby. It's for the kids. Not for us.
I was like, man, we not. I wasn't even on that. You know what I'm saying? And then this person was like, you try to call me broke. I said, I ain't never call you broke.
Thought it.
Yeah.
I thought it. I ain't call you.
Might be in my mind. I ain't saying on the timeline, but I said it over there. But yeah, but shout out to all the podcasts that did tap in with us and did it for the kids. They're over 7,500, 7,500 right now. Man. So we getting there.
Listen,
we getting there.
I got one more thing that I want to stick in this first early segment before you head over to Patreon, and then we come back and then we talk about a whole bunch of other stuff like that. I'm gonna send you this clip that I want you to play because this is the funniest thing all weekend to me. So
Okay.
you know which one it is.
Oh my God.
Just sent it to you. I want you to play it.
You want to talk about it? You want to talk? All right.
I want you to play it.
Let me bring it up.
Set it up.
I'm setting up the clip right now.
I hope it works.
I miss TweetDeck. I swear. All right,
you don't even tweet anymore. He's just like, this isn't worth it.
I barely, you notice I barely tweet now, right?
This is not worth it.
All right, here we go.
I would like to have a mixed tag match with myself and Adam Cole, who is my boyfriend. Nice. With possibly CM Punk and his beautiful wife.
When's he putting a ring on that finger? What's going on? Let's talk about that. You know, you're going to pick a fight that you can't win. Let's talk about like how me and my wife.
His wife is one of my all-time favorite wrestlers. We don't trifle with
boyfriend-girlfriend duos. You know what I'm saying?
We're working on it. We're busy. Okay. I'm a wrestler and a dentist, so wife is down.
You say you're a wrestler and a dumbass?
And a dentist.
What are
you? Open your ears. Open your ears.
Oh, dentist. I forgot. I'm sorry.
Yeah. But wife soon, someday. Not today.
Yeah, hey, there's so much to unpack from this.
That is the greenest and also crabbiest.
Listen, if anyone's trying to lie to you and say he's making a difference in that locker room, that's right there.
My man, she's like pouring her heart out. She's a big fan of, him and his wife. And he's like, immediately, he doesn't say that's awesome. He says, we don't mess with that boyfriend, girlfriend crap. No, before he said that, he's like, why doesn't he put a ring on it? What's up with that? It's like, it's continuing to add to the legacy of Adam Cole being a loser.
Britt wasn't on that shoot interview shit then, was she?
No, she wasn't at all. And first of all, shout out to Johnny Barnes, who was like looking at the clip and it was like, yo, who did they invite to AEW for media? And Johnny Barnes says notable chatterbox, Orange Cassidy. Like, why is Orange Cassidy and Darby Allin doing media for any?
And it looked as though Jay was completely overdressed for the occasion.
She dressed like a star. Everyone else was underdressed. She knew what time it was. Come on now. Good Lord.
So like,
where'd she find a blazer without sleeves? How about that?
Also, she wearing the mid top Jordan. Come on, man. Get out of here with that. Get out of here with that. Get out of here with that. Can I say it right now? She don't want to get married to that nigga, man. She don't want to get. She said we busy. What's he busy doing?
You the dentist? Like, were you really like?
What's he doing? I get it. Oh, I get it. You're the dentist. He's the streamer. I get it. Yeah. All right. Yeah.
And they make it work somehow. Darby Allin is corpsing on the side. He's dropped all gimmick.
This nigga Adam better be calling Triple H, because you know what happened when you sign with the E. You get the house, then you married. Everyone. That's just it.
You
go to AEW, you stream more.
Get your stream on. Everybody sit on the same full size bed and talk about their streams and stuff. You know what I'm saying? All right, that's what I want to talk about. That was so funny to me. That's still the funniest clip I've had all weekend, to be honest with you. Poor Jade.
There's a lot to unpack there. Also, Jade being the only black person there is crazy. All right, we're going on Patreon. We'll be back for a very special No Holds Barred session this week. Be right back. You won't break my soul.
You won't listen. Beyonce Friday this week.
I don't care.
Scrub all your social campaigns away. They mean nothing. It's Beyonce.
So many
midnight to midnight. From midnight to midnight, it is Beyonce.
So many memes, I swear. We got a big. I mean, this is. Where do we start?
Ooh, start with the big dog. We you know what? I'll say this. I have definitely thought about doing an emergency podcast about this, because the news is so. We're still doing a podcast and we've gone through this, which is what I never thought this was something I'd live through, even though I thought I would live definitely like longer than Vince McMahon or past Vince McMahon. but Vince McMahon out of WWE. To be honest with you, you could see it coming with the way Nick Khan has been running things over the last 3 years.
Yeah, we would have expected it in the next 2 to 3 years.
Yeah, to be honest with you, like, first of all, the other two McMahons were like Audi as well. It was just like, all right, whatever. And now Vince, he didn't even see it coming, but he did. Where do we start?
Friday afternoon, Vince McMahon said, "At 77 years old, I'm retiring." I said, "Damn!" It was the way that, you know, it was the way that we would expect that he would have tapped
tweeting
out. Yeah, it would
tweeting. Damn, I didn't expect him to go out like this, man. But I guess Twitter still has some sort of value.
He thanked everyone in the universe. Said he's out. They right after that a press release said that Vince McMahon would be relinquishing all his duties. That's including on creative. Remember, he stepped down literally like three weeks ago. We were talking about him stepping down.
Yeah.
And he was still in creative, and then he was out of creative, or now he's out of creative. Stephanie McMahon and Nick Khan are now the co-CEOs. Who knows how long that will last?
I don't expect it to last long.
I'm looking at a situation where Nick Khan will probably be the CEO pretty soon.
I will say so, or that they sell this thing, but I can't see.
Well, you'd want to move Stephanie back down to what she was probably doing, what she took a leave of absence from. And I think that she probably needs, they haven't backfilled that role yet. So they're probably going to have her fill that role again. So,
yeah, it's a co-CEOs to me for a major billion-dollar company. I don't want to say it's unheard of, but it's definitely not something that they're going to continue doing for a long period of time.
Because as we said a couple weeks ago, when we kind of speculated about why she stepped down or took a leave of absence, is because she wasn't able to close those deals that was making money, and Nick Khan needed her to do that. And Nick Khan is the one that's closing these deals. So I doubt anything's changed in the month. Remember, it was literally only a month that she was gone, and she was right back. And I would imagine that that's going to change. Triple H, who had just returned earlier last week to work, is the EVP of Talent Relations, meaning that Bruce Pritchard, who had been filling in that role, and everyone said that he was doing a pretty good job in that role, and there hadn't been any stress from that, is now back to heading up, is now back in creative, but he now answers to Triple H, who is now the head of creative.
I mean, talk about holding it down. Talk about holding it down. Come on, Stephanie. Give your man a job and a promotion at the same damn time.
Hey, listen, as currently constructed, Meelz, is this to you the best outcome for not having Vince? As currently constructed, you have Stephanie, who, as long as she wants to do this, has at least 35 more years that she could be doing this, like her father. Triple H, same thing. Nick Khan, possibly longer and could open up more opportunities. You have the future right there. Poor Shane. I swear, if Shane hadn't fucked that Royal Rumble, he'd be in this conversation, but he's not. And
it would be definitely some talent relations.
Yeah, we're better for it at this point. But as it currently constructed, is this kind of like, would you say, like the big three?
Yeah, I would say so. And I really think, to be honest with you, if it wasn't for Nick Khan, I think this may fall flat sooner than we think. Because when you have two entities who all they kind of know is pro wrestling, there's definitely some positives to that, but there's some negatives in kind of like looking from the outside in, or looking at the outside from the inside rather, and kind of seeing how it affects how WWE is perceived from the outside and how it could have a stronger presence from that. And I think that's what Nick Khan brings to the table, which is why he's so invaluable to this, this combination, and which is why he's probably co-CEO, despite only really being hired over the last 2 years. He is, and Stephanie McMahon and Triple H. I mean, Triple H is someone that he's been in this role in NXT. People trust him. A lot of his NXT graduates are there. I'm assuming a lot of people from NXT 2.0 now can trust that, okay, something's going to go well for them or not. Who knows?
But before we get to the Triple H part, let's get to the Vince part, because Triple H part is like its own colossal. I feel like all three of these parts are their own colossal thing. And with Vince McMahon, he leaves behind while I don't think his legacy would have been squeaky clean had he not have to exit in this manner, but he leaves behind an even more complicated legacy. Where
shout out to the people. sorry to cut you off. There's some people who was like, "Thank you, Vince," on Twitter and stuff like that. There's a good amount of people who didn't say a damn word, and not to say that they were like they hate Vince. I just think they knew it wasn't the time to be saying that right now.
Yeah. Yeah,
and so I think
that went with who had a bigger impact on him, and I know what you're talking about. Like I know a lot of people were swinging on Bailey for saying something, but it's like I think that for the people that he really kind of like for sure, like Meelz, like he really helped them out. They said something, and I think that's not. Either way, I'm not mad at that either way, you know?
I just thought it was very interesting. And I was just like, sorry, I'm eating my, like, when you have multivitamins and you're just like, oh, I should probably take those.
Oh God. Anyway, so with Vince, he leaves behind a really complicated legacy. I don't think it is as like, as much as people want to say that it's closed door on him, like, you know, bye bitch, it's over. It's not going to be like that for the large majority of people. And there's so many.
What do you think is next with him? Like, what does he do?
I think philanthropy would probably be the best way. Like, use your money for something good. You know, philanthropy. Yeah. I don't think he's going to be, you know, he's going to be out the company, but I don't think he's going to be out of the public eye. I think he'll still be doing stuff. You know what I'm saying? He's going to be investing in something.
Right. And they pretty much found out, I mean, they pretty much, the investigation was like, yeah, he used his own money, but he used it for WWE stuff, which is basically like using WWE money. Yeah. So it's dirty money.
It's bad. Like, here's the thing. It turned into a situation of not what he did, but how he tried to hide it. Yeah. And I think that people are conflating those like actions very similarly. He's not getting in trouble for that stuff. He's getting in trouble because he used the money to do it. You know what I mean? And again, complicated. It's a very complicated issue. The feelings are going to be very complicated because this is someone who, for a lot of what we do, he's the reason why we do it. There would be no AEW without this guy. There'd be a lot of stuff without this guy. Let's call it like it is. He is and forever will be one of the greatest storytellers, one of the greatest promoters of our age. And no one's going to take that from him. But when you look between the lines, it gets blurred. It becomes way more complicated. This is somebody who had issues that have come up in the last couple of weeks with former referees. He's had issues now with women he's coerced, and not only just women he's coerced, but women he's had relations with while working for his company that he tried to pay off. Things that he's known, things that we don't even know that he's done. You know what I mean? That are going to come to light, and it comes up with the same way we do with music, and like, you know, the R. Kelly thing, the Weinstein thing. It becomes how do these powerful men reckon with what they've done? And I think with Vince, he is just like he was the master of his success. He's literally the master of his downfall, and that's what this is going to be looked at.
Absolutely. Triple H.
I think
I don't know. I'm not.
They need to stop. People need to stop saying that he is going to bring back Black and Gold.
I think just wrestling fans are so weird. Like not wrestling fans. Internet fans are just so weird. And me as an internet fan, I know how hypocritical this is, but I'm also like based in reality and not like delusion. So people who.
I was going to use that for the Rhea Ripley Dominic thing, and it just played for no reason.
Fuck. Oh, damn. That would have been a great moment. Run it back. Put that on ice. We coming back to that. Why, Lord?
Go ahead.
No, I don't think Black and Gold is coming back at all. I think WWE has a vision. They've already established this path that they want to continue, that they want to start with and go against. He's acknowledged the failures of Black and Gold, even though the time was popping, if you're a wrestling fan. And to be honest with you, if you enjoy Black and Gold, there's about 7 years of Black and Gold that you can watch on Peacock right now. If you really do, I'll be honest, I've gone back and watched it. When I posted that picture of Velveteen Dream and Aleister Black, I was watching that match because I was like, damn, this is good storytelling. And then everyone, agreed, despite being like, damn, Velveteen Dream really fucked up. But you can go back to that, but they're heading in a new direction, and I think he's going to be a major proponent of that. WWE's growth.
Triple H is very much, he's bought into what Nick Khan and Vince and Bruce and all of them wanted to do. I don't think it's a sense of, well, now I get to go back to the old way. There, you have your alternative that he wanted to create. You have that. It's on Wednesdays. Y'all don't watch it. Or rather, not all of y'all watch it.
Or it's kind of stinky.
Yeah, like, I mean, look at even like NXT ratings, 2.0 ratings. They were terrible. Now they've stabilized it like a 700, solid 700 a week. They have a fan base. People watch that shit now.
I mean, it's us, but yeah, it's definitely they definitely have a fan base.
It's working. But I mean, here's the thing: there was niggas that just wasn't even us wasn't watching it. You know what I'm saying? Like people are watching it.
No, you're right. You're right. So I don't know what happens with the WWE next. With any, Vince McMahon's kind of regime is over. It's been part of WWE for pretty much damn near all of his life. If I had to guess, based on me knowing what happens when presidents or CEOs or things change, people will leave or be kicked out. Mm-hmm. People are already looking at Bruce and just being like, you never know. You never know.
The thing is that Bruce gets along with everybody, and more than anything, he gets along with H. So
do people? I mean, I'm just more concerned if people are receptive to change, because there's a lot of it that's coming.
Look at the shit show Bruce has been around since 2019 when he came back.
I mean, but it's all Vince sponsored shit. You know what I'm saying?
NXT shit was a lot of it was him. I really think if anyone is out, he would probably be this, because he's been Dunn is probably out. Bruce has been around for so long, and honestly, he like, to be like, he doesn't need this shit. You know what I mean? Like he doesn't leave tomorrow. He could leave tomorrow. He'd be fine. But I think that his mind is still, there's a lot that he probably does that we don't know that he's done. You know what I mean? And there's a lot that he gets. Like when Bruce came back, we saw a lot more pre-tapes. We saw a lot more like video stuff introducing people. Like, again, like I think that as far as the development of the writers that they have, I think they would lean on Bruce, if not for the next 6 to 9 months, as everything gets changes. Kevin Dunn, they could find somebody literally tomorrow that worked at like NFL or something and do these shows. Imagine WWE looking different by next year.
That's what I'm saying. I'm just like, my opinion.
Because the thing is, the issue isn't really what's going on in the creative. Let's just be honest. The issue isn't what's going on in creative as far as like ratings and the deals that they're getting goes. They're doing that for like quality control issues, right? So it's just like a lot of people will not feel beholden to Vince's whims, and it's going to be a lot more collaborative. Triple H said it himself in the meeting before Madison Square Garden on Monday. It's going to be more collaborative. You're going to be able to come up to me. You're going to be able to talk. We'll see what happens with that. I think that a lot of what Monday was like, okay, that was cool, but what's going to happen next week, right? It was like, this is y'all Madison Square Garden show. I can't really judge that on any change. I feel like if Vince was there, it still would have been an enjoyable show regardless. You know what I mean?
Right. Of course.
What's going to happen in a couple of months? And I think that having it look different makes it look more enticing to, again, TV deals are coming up. You know what I mean? Like, they were vulnerable. To me, the company was vulnerable as fuck last week with all the stuff coming out. Mm-hmm. And then you look at the stocks and they're going up, and nobody they seem excited about this. So it's like, again, I was listening to people saying they're vulnerable. Like, Tony could take over now. I'm like, no, WWE's hotter than they've ever been. And
Shut up.
Is it a lie?
No, I'm like, why would anyone say that? Like, why would that be your first response? Like, that's what I mean by like internet wrestling fan. I'm like, yo, what the era of delusion that you live in doesn't even allow for space for realistic things, like realistic thoughts. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's crazy how that's the first conclusion that you jump to. I mean, I could understand it as a joke because I joke, but come on, man! Don't tell me Tony's taking over WWE. Like,
no, well, not taking over. Like AEW could overtake the E.
Oh,
and I'm like, I don't even think that's even
WWE's an institution. I don't even know if it's an institution that passes through multiple generations. AEW just got here, and it still hasn't broken ground on just expanding past itself. You know?
Yeah. No, it's crazy to see. To me, that usually when crises like this happen, it takes a really long time for a company to make moves. They made these moves. I think Vince saw the writing on the wall. It's gonna get worse. Y'all go ahead and get it. I'm glad they did that. He needed to go. Like we said, he needs to go. He needed to go sit his ass down somewhere, and he did it. The swiftness, I think, is what caused a lot of people to be optimistic about what's going on because they saw the issue and they cut him out completely. You know what I mean? It's going to be very interesting, man. I for the first time, we just don't. This summer has been crazy. Summer 2022, we're always going to remember it just like we remember summer 2020. You know what I mean? So like, we'll see, but it's promising. I think they got a strong core of executives right there, and people always want a Triple H. Here's my thing on the Triple H thing, Meelz. They talk so bad about the guy. They talk so mean about him. Called him the failed son. Said all types of mean stuff about him. He had medical issues. Now it's okay. What's up with that?
Niggas is weird. That's all I got to say about that. To be honest with you, like people move so funny. Oh my God. I don't know. I can't deal, so I just opt not to. I scroll past it on Twitter, to be honest with you. I can't get into the discourse of this because it's not based in reality at all. Like you're just arguing now. What are you arguing about how Triple H books your favorite person? That happened like 3 years ago. Like who cares?
Yeah, I couldn't.
Like people are worried about like Bianca and her, like Bianca's fine. She's more than fine. You seen her schedule?
Oh, there they go. They outside your house. There they go.
I mean, there they are. I mean, it just is what it is. But Bianca's more than fine. Everybody's fine.
You think Triple H will come in and say, "All right, Bianca, you're out of here"? Hell no.
It's Rhea country now. You know, he might say that for a couple months, but nah, you can't. Bianca now, she's ingrained. She is part of the fabric that is WWE right now. Her face on everything.
Yeah,
everything.
I think it's because they still feel as though a NXT title run will validate the career of her, which is like people are so weird about Bianca in general. I think where it's like she had to be like 88 Hogan or else it doesn't matter.
She kind of close, to be honest with you, but we get into that. Her braid fell off this week. That was interesting. We talk about that, or at least shifted to the side, or something happened to that thing. Jonathan Gresham. We talked about this. If you guys have not subscribed to the Patreon, patreon.com/the A Show RNC. We talked about it on our Patreon about the ROH show that happened over the weekend. I'm sure you guys will enjoy our thoughts on it. Jonathan Gresham, former Ring of Honor champion. Ring of Honor champion as of a few days ago. Reign was ended, seemingly in the span of a 10:30 match on Rampage. His title reign was over, and Fightful Select learned that Jonathan Gresham is requesting his AEW ROH release. Now, if I can,
I think he got it. By the way,
do you think so? If I can, could I read this report? And if anything sticks out to you, sir, please just feel free to interject.
Well, that he's black.
We're told that Gresham met with Tony Khan and others at 4 p.m. before Dishonor and was admittedly heated and not happy with the direction of his booking and his character. It was agreed upon that the context of this conversation would remain private. and details originally didn't seem to emerge from anyone in the locker room. However, by the time the conversation was over, the locker room and staff could physically hear how it went down. He's telling a story. This man, SRS, he's telling a story with this one.
What does Tony sound like yelling back?
Well, you know,
I got CM Punk. He's the rest of the world.
Claudio, Claudio in this moment just has to win. Gresham had spoken with QT Marshall multiple times over the past week, albeit briefly, which we've heard went well. It was also noted that Sanjay Dutt was a point of contact. The frustration on Gresham's part seemed to be the direction of creative, which ultimately ends with Tony Khan, and not being able to be given answers as a result. Gresham was supposedly told that those decisions had to be run by Tony, who he wasn't able to meet with until a few hours before the show. Little did he know that the boom was already dropped. I included that in myself. I'm almost sure Jonathan Gresham walked in that locker room and him and Tony Khan and Cesaro were chuckling up. It's like, I'll see you later, nigga.
He was like, Tony said, so you bought a boat, my nigga? And then Cesaro said, yeah.
I'm going to show you later. Let me grab my phone and I'll be right back. That's, I'm sure, what Cesaro said. And they was like, oh, hello, Jonathan. We're
just shooting the shit, man. What's good, man?
The general preferred process is that the talent speaks to AEW coaches, who are then in contact with Tony Khan. If the conversations are about booking, then they have to be relayed to Tony. The coaches pass on dozen ideas, either from themselves or talent, to Khan, who is then in charge of making those ideas a reality or deciding that they don't fit. Those answers are then relayed back to the talent. For those asking about names involved in that, it's usually AEW coaches, as well as Christopher Daniels, QT Marshall, Pat Buck.
That's a nasty lineup. If you were holding my career in your hands, that is a nasty lineup.
That is a death row. You ain't getting a straight answer back. We talked to him.
I can't trust Pat Buck because he'll lie and dip on a nigga and then turn around and go sign with another nigga.
I just can't trust QT Marshall. I don't know. Maybe he's a good guy. I don't know. Maybe he is. There are also plenty such I'm going to skip that part. It was said that AEW side of things believed that Gresham came into the meeting with his mind made up, and they had not seen him heated like that before, chalking it up to Gresham being passionate about his beliefs in ROH, the brand, and himself. They felt as there was a disconnect between the access to speak to people about their creative and it becoming perceived creative control. Gresham was said to have a vision for his creative direction and where things should go with him, and it was different from what Tony Khan and ROH had hoped for him. Listen, this shit happens in WWE all the time, by the way.
Yeah, it does. But is Tony running his company like How to Make It in America?
Potentially. I mean, to be honest with you, maybe.
This is crazy.
Specifically, we learned that Gresham wasn't in favor of turning heel, but it was that ROH believed that there was a bigger picture for that. Bigger picture meaning Cesaro whooping that ass.
Bigger picture meaning that you would be a heel, you get beat, you get sent to dark, and you be another black guy on dark.
We're told that the finish had been at least hinted to Gresham, but no word on if he knew before Saturday.
He said, hey, so when after Saturday, right, we got to talk about the plans. We got to talk about what's going on.
I got some ideas of some niggas I want to face. I want, let me get into it. Brian, I think a good match.
He said, Brian who? Brian Adams? Nigga? Like, what the fuck are you talking about?
I think a great match with title for title. What do you think about that? Rampage. I know you can't really do it on Dynamite, but Rampage. Moxley versus Gresham. I think it'll do big numbers on Rampage. I'm sure he said a lot of things. Listen to me. The writing was on the wall from the tweets that I saw earlier today. Like, those tweets were sad, and they were to the tone of essentially like, I haven't heard anything. Whatever. You don't talk to me. Whatever happens. That's the kind of like gist I got with a lot of things. Hold on, let me see. I'm trying to pull up one of the tweets myself because I remember saying it, and it's like, to be honest, I've not really talked to Tony Khan. I've had very short conversations, and when I say short, I mean short. That's literally verbatim. So I don't know. I would hope that he values me. I don't know though. He said something else too that made me see it. But to be honest with you, it's a sucky situation for Jonathan Gresham, especially someone who came over as an ROH champion who worked to reach the top and was essentially kind of felt like in this situation he was being told, all right, we're going to take the title off of you, and chances are you probably going to have to start over.
You have to give it to a bigger star.
Yeah. And for someone who held it down, you know what I'm saying? Like, held it down. Felt like he wasn't disrespected. And to be honest, you as a world champion, if they tout this as a world championship, it's a world championship now that Cesaro got it, I'll tell you that. But if they tout this as a world championship, like, the man was a world champion, treat him as such. You know what I'm saying? Like,
he had no intention. I think we all saw this, but he had no intention of ever doing right by this guy.
Nah. Well, for Jonathan Gresham ain't even wear the octopus out. So that's how you knew the jig was up. My man did not even wear the octopus to the ring. He was like, no, let's get this shit over with. He says, I mean, there's been rumors that he's stepping away from wrestling for a bit.
Well, he shut Terminus down. He did shut Terminus down.
Yeah. So. He it seems like he's stepping away from a bit, especially with a lot of, he has a lot of comments, a lot of other comments about, like, I've never been embarrassed by my size. So when wrestling promoters are like, what's your height? I was like 5'4", and they were like,
did you feel as though that height quote had to do with maybe the conversation he had with somebody there? Because that seemed a lot like very pointed. Like,
yeah, to be honest with you, yeah, I could definitely see it happen in AEW. To be honest with you,
because the thing is, if they all short and you shorter than them, that's definitely like a perception issue there.
Well, it's not supposed to. It's not supposed to be in AEW. It's supposed to be all elite. You know what I'm saying?
He's shorter than Adam Cole, though, bro. So, like,
yeah, I mean, if you ever wanted an opponent for Adam Cole, that would be it. He also says another quote, it bothers me that you can have a white guy, number one, with no character, be great, but then you can have a black guy, same. Oh, he needs a character. But why? Why can't he just be a good wrestler? I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would like both. That's what I'm saying. I would like both, to be honest with you. Like, don't say I don't think this is a race thing. I think this is a lack of interest thing. Like,
yeah.
Thank you, thing outside. Nah, he needs a character. Like, you need a reference for people to fall in love with. You need some sort of story for people to attach on. You can't just be like you can't be a wrestling guy and then also be like 5'4". Like, you need something. You need to be Butch.
If you're that tall, then you're like a backyard wrestler at that point.
Yeah. Be nigga Butch. You know what I'm saying?
I still like the idea and the look of a wrestler being larger than life. I'm sorry. That's just the way that I've come up. You know what I mean? Like, I do enjoy smaller, like, wrestlers, but it's like, it's a body industry. It just is.
But I also think, like, you can make it work with the gimmick that you got. Like, it really depends on the type of story that you're trying to tell.
Yeah,
like,
it does.
There's a manga. Sorry if I'm bringing a lot of anime into this. There's a manga called Haikyuu about a volleyball thing, and the lead character is like a volleyball player, but he's incredibly short. But he makes it up for having, I guess, yes, amazing ability. But it's the story that he's telling of, like, overcoming a lot of odds. Whereas he doesn't want to overcome odds. He just wants to be a really great wrestler. So he wants no story attached to this. He just wants to have bangers despite, people need a story to tell. People need something to latch onto. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, we can end there with Jonathan Gresham. I wish him the best. I hope it isn't over for him. He's an incredibly talented wrestler. I think he just needs to find a situation that fits best with him. And it clearly is an AEW or ROH or whatever ROH is.
Let's hurry through the rest
Max
of this.
Dupri. Yeah, Max Dupri.
We got a lot of stuff to talk about.
Yeah, that's true. Max Dupri.
Max Dupri, we're unclear on his status right now because he was reportedly taken out of the Maximum Male Model stable and replaced with his sister, Maxine Dupri, who was called up from NXT. I forgot her name in NXT.
Sophia Vergara, Sophia Gradwell. Sophia. She was with what's my man's name? I see you on Tuesday. What's my man's name?
Wahlberg?
No. The big doofus guy, the big giant guy who's with Robert Stone.
Oh, Von Wagner.
Yeah, she was with them.
Yeah.
So
Vaughn should have never. He should have not said that on that segment. He sounded like a complete dork.
Yeah, on Tuesday. It's Tuesday today. I'm about to tweet it right now. Yeah, so we don't really know what's happening with Max Dupri. I wish him the best. It didn't seem like it was working. According to reports, Vince didn't like the vision that he was producing for the Maximum Male Models. But to be honest with you, Vince not here no more, so who cares? I'd be like,
I think it was more than that. I think it was more than that. It was also reported he was rubbing people the wrong way, which I can get. I could understand.
Yeah. I mean, he's his own man. Let him rock. You know what I'm saying?
We don't know what he was. What? We don't know what he was doing to rub people the wrong way. But that seemed to be the bigger issue than him not connecting with Vince. Is that like a lot of people said that he was like being tough to work with. So there you go. The tough to work with.
He probably didn't like the shit. To be honest with you, he probably didn't like it. I know you got to do it. But he probably didn't like it.
Well, he gonna be on the sidelines. Now you can't just come back as LA Knight, my nigga. You just can't.
I mean, no, he's not gonna come back as LA. I mean, he might. Who knows? But
that would be insane. That would be like some Ezekiel Elias shit. No, you can't just come back as LA Knight.
Why the fuck not?
He's got to be a new character. Shut up. He's got to be a new character. I will like. They're not gonna explain this, are they?
Nah, they're not. You just gonna show up. You gonna beat up somebody and show up. Or not. I mean, you might be released. Who knows? We're in uncharted territory at this point. Let's quickly go through SmackDown and Raw. SmackDown had nothing for me though.
It was nothing. It was a nothing show. I'll say that. It was a. What did happen? Like nothing really happened.
Stephanie McMahon came out.
Cried a little bit.
Try to get us to thank Vince. I mean, granted, the arena did thank Vince. If he's safe anywhere, it's on his own television show.
Here's my thing. They're never going to stop thanking Vince.
Nah. It's a what's that? It's a Pavlovian thing. Once no chance hits, you damn right I'm cheering and going crazy. I just can't. It's embedded within me at this point.
Complicated legacy. Legacy. All I can say. Had a face-to-face with Liv and Rhea.
Yeah, we don't got to do that.
Less said about that, the better. Volta, aka Gunther, continues to be a highlight of these shows to me.
Chopping niggas. That's what he is.
I like the match with Nakamura and Ludwig. I like this feud so far. It's very.
I don't like how they painted Ludwig in a corner because he had to win.
And then he lost anyway.
Yeah. And I was just like, why were you doing this? Why you had to paint him in the corner where he had to win against Nakamura, who needs all this momentum if he's going to be facing this champion guy? Well, I mean, granted, it wasn't. Yeah, he lost. You know, it was a little filthy, but still.
The big thing is that they said that Brock Lesnar had walked out after the announcement.
Ooh, I forgot about that.
It was like, well, we did say that somebody was trying to get him back in the arena.
Vince said, "I'm out," and Brock said, "Well, if you out, then I'm out too."
Brock said, "So am I."
And everyone was like, "Damn, they're gonna have to change to SummerSlam main event." Cultaholic was talking about Goldberg gonna be ready in the next 8 days. I was like,
they hit the Sasha Naomi shit. I said, all right, we missing the plot. But the thing is that people hit the Sasha Naomi. Are they gonna do the same thing they did to them? And then he showed up, and then they got quiet.
Brock about his money. Brock about the biz. You know.
Get the fuck out of here. It was a good moment though. The Boston popped. The thing is, Boston was hot all night for this garbage. So good on them.
That is very, very true. Nah, I popped big for Brock coming out. I was like, yo, he's here. That's insane. He wasn't supposed to be here. If they planted that story, it was amazing. If they didn't, still amazing.
It was really good. I want to play. I guess we start. I want to start Raw with this Logan Paul thing, but I want to play like a segment from it. So I'm gonna play a segment from it. Ready?
Okay. Yes.
All right.
I gave you everything, Logan. If it wasn't for what I taught you, You wouldn't be back in the WWE. Without me, you wouldn't have a WrestleMania match. Without me, you wouldn't have a SummerSlam match. And then you turn around and challenge me? You owe everything to me. So let me be perfectly clear. I taught you everything you know. I didn't teach you everything I know. So at SummerSlam, you're not getting fun-loving dad Miz. You're not getting reality show Miz. You are getting big moment Miz. Two-time Grand Slam champion Miz. Beating John Cena in the main event Miz. And when the dust all settles at SummerSlam, you and every moron here will know why I am
Shut up! I called you out here to throw down, and all you do...
Tough night for Logan Paul.
Great night for Miz. I don't know about you.
Tough night for him. I said this from the outset. It's going to be very hard to make him a babyface.
I agree.
It is very tough. Wrestling fans are conditioned to not like outsiders.
Nor people like Logan. Well, I don't know. I guess if it depends on the side of your ethics and stuff like that. I guess he hasn't been as bad lately, but he was terrible before.
Man,
we'll see what happens.
It was rough. We'll see what happens. There can't be a double turn here. I think Miz is just too good in his position right now going on.
I think if Miz was a face and Logan was a heel in this one, this feud would be fucking rocket buster.
Yeah, because I mean, then you could give Logan Ciampa. You know, like that would make a lot of sense. But I think Ciampa's doing stellar work here. Some of the I'm not gonna say the best work of his career, but it let it go on a little bit longer.
You saw his show promo?
Yeah, I saw it.
You saw him playing the role of me?
Oh God, get the fuck out of here!
Playing the role. Where he learned that from? We talked about it before the show.
Raw from Madison Square Garden. Thought it was an enjoyable show. I would say like definitely check it out. Crowd was hot. First post Vince show. I think we'll always remember that.
That's absolutely, especially Roman Reigns will never let us forget that with a scathing comment to Theory.
Yeah, I think people were trying to say that he was throwing a shot because like the allegations, but I was like, no, I don't think that's what he's trying to bring up at all. I think he's just making it general.
Yeah, and he knew it would pop the crowd, and it definitely did. So he did exactly what he was meant to do, and I'm sure Vince laughed too.
Yeah, I'm sure Vince was like that. That's why I did that to that motherfucker.
Yeah, that's why you couldn't do this shit without me.
I'll say week to week, the Theory stuff's kind of compelling. I'm not gonna lie to you.
He had 45 minutes on Raw this week.
We're in 45 minutes in which he got his ass whipped for at least 95% of it. So like I'm cool. There is a level of plausible doubt for him that most other Money in the Bank contract holders have never had.
You're absolutely right. No, you're right.
Like, there's a level of doubt here that it could happen. I think the Vince thing has actually enhanced that doubt, where if he were to lose, it would make sense because he doesn't have that help anymore. And if he was to win, it would make sense because it's showing him turning the leaf and saying he doesn't need Vince. Either way would be good for his character. It's just how they pull this off. I think, what do you think? Well, I guess we could talk about that with SummerSlam, but had a segment with Roman. I thought he held. I think Theory is one of the rare people that actually holds well over the what chance. He does not get frazzled by them.
I mean, he's a student of the game. He's probably born in 2001, to be honest with you. So you know all about them damn what chance.
Yeah, he actually lets them do it. I think that it's funny, and then they stop doing it after a while because he sees that they notice that he's letting them do the what chance. He doesn't care. Another big thing from this, Bianca Becky had a brawl. I thought that was actually effective. You don't need to do much more with them. Just let them fight. Rey Mysterio's 20th anniversary. Rare moment in this company where they let some shit like this breathe, right? Am I wrong?
Yeah. That's exactly what I said on Twitter. I was like, wow, they actually let him speak for 10 minutes uninterrupted without someone calling him a, short guy, dipshit, all types of other stuff like that. They let the moment. Yeah. It came. Don't get me wrong. It wasn't like it was not coming. I'm sure Ray was pictures and I was like, wow, this is great. And then when you get backstage, we're going to mush your daughter in the face and beat you up.
So we get backstage after and I thought send the fans home happy. Okay.
Yes.
There's nothing wrong with that tag match. I think it's fine. It was funny. It was smart. They got their heat back in a sensical way. I couldn't believe that I was enjoying it. I was like, wow, they actually got their heat back immediately after it happened, and it made sense. And I thought that it made them look kind of threatening and menacing when they did it. But they turn. Ray gets his old gear. Which, why didn't he have this gear, Aaliyah? Where was this gear at? Who had it?
Apparently, all right. So the story goes that he legitimately could not find that gear, and then it was found at his mom's house. His mom had the gear the entire time.
Who he said this?
I believe so. I read this somewhere.
Okay, that's not. I didn't know that. So the camera pans to the right.
But he had the gear for a while. This wasn't like we're just giving you this for the first time of the show. He'd had the gear for sure.
Yeah. Rhea Ripley has returned. Mushes Aaliyah,
nice.
Which is good synergy there because Aaliyah was dating Rhea's now boyfriend, or in kayfabe. So I thought that was kind of a nice little moment there. And then
shout out to Nivea.
Putting his hands on me.
She takes Dominic.
Run that back one more time.
Meanwhile, this nigga putting his hands on me.
Oh,
that was literally Dominic.
Meanwhile, this nigga putting his hands on me.
They beat the shit out of these niggas, man.
Well, good. About damn time. It's like they were really waiting for Rhea. It was like Rhea was like, she's the third man. She's how they put boots to asses. They need Rhea.
Meanwhile, this nigga putting his hands on me.
She beat the shit out of them all by herself.
Goddamn. First of all, she dragged Ray out the room. I was like, is she kidnapping this grown man on camera?
Finn says line of the night to me was,
oh, there you go. Say it. Because it was my line of the night too.
This is its anniversary. It's my birthday.
As he's dragging him by his feet down the hallway.
Listen, this is what you do with them.
This is how it's supposed to be.
This is how it's supposed to be. This is how you make them menacing and threatening while still letting them get they got the best of them in the match, which makes sense because it's Ray's anniversary. Let them go out on a high. Okay, let them get that W for the high. Finn's already beaten him anyway. And so I think, didn't Damian beat him too? They've already beaten him anyway. Have him do that. Powerbombs him through a table. Then Rhea circles the block and kicks him in his fucking face. What a segment, man. I think I heard rumors. I think Z from our Discord said that Edge's flight got messed up and he wasn't able to get. It is tricky to get to New York from North Carolina, though. I will say that. It's tricky. If that's where he was coming from.
Man, we known this Raw was happening for weeks.
He got kids, man.
Well, it's Monday. You got work. Like, what the fuck? Like, we know what Mondays is. It's been Mondays for the past 30 fucking years. Like, show up or don't. Like, is he supposed to show up at SummerSlam? I guess he is now. I guess he's showing up at SummerSlam.
Well, they added
his house, apparently. It's closer to his house, apparently.
They added the match to SummerSlam, which I guess we could just go ahead and hop into now. Let's talk about SummerSlam.
Let's do that because we got to get the show.
We going long. Live from Nashville, Tennessee. Shout out to all of our Discord members and our A Show Patreon members and our A Show community who's going to be there. Please, if you link up, take a picture and tag us in it so we can share it. We can see. I love to see you guys connect. You know what I mean? I really love that. Let's talk about it. Mysterios, Dominic and Rey Mysterio versus Judgment Day. The no disqualification tag match. This is going to be fire.
This is going to be awesome. The no disqualification sold me. Dominic got to show out in this. You got one chance. You got to show out on this. Come on, man. Don't mess this up.
This Edge come back here.
Of course, it's no disqualification.
I'd hold him. I'd hold him till Monday.
Yo, what if Edge comes and returns with Judgment Day?
Because the thing is that they're not doing spooky shit. So I don't know why he left in the first place.
Niggas told him he was doing spooky shit. He was like, yo, I'm out.
I would not accept if he came back and was the leader again. I would not accept that. Triple H, step in. Fix it. Fix it, nigga. Finn, walk up and say, fix this, or I'm out.
Listen, I don't know. This is very, very interesting. Who do I think is going to win this match? I gotta say, if there's no disqualification and you're really trying to showcase these guys as actual like brutal Judgment Day worthy people, it's got to be Judgment Day.
It's probably going to be Rhea is, to me, they're positioning her as the link, as that missing link that they needed. And Ray and Dominic, they don't do intergender, so they can't really hit her. You know what I'm saying? So like they can't do anything to neutralize her. They don't have a woman on their side to neutralize her.
Hey man, that's where Aaliyah comes in. You know what I'm saying?
Did Aaliyah pick up her goddamn earrings off the floor?
That's where Aaliyah gonna come in. Trust me, Aaliyah, she working. She got her working boots on. She gonna show up.
This would be fun. If this was a new regime decision, thumbs up on this. I think it needed to be on it. I think it's gonna be fun.
Man. Triple H said, "Yo, get my man Finn some. Why can't he get some? You know what I'm saying?"
But I will hold Edge till they should make Monday after SummerSlam a thing, and I will hold Edge till Monday to make that a big moment.
I think that would be great.
Logan Paul versus The Miz singles match. We talked about that a little bit. This is tough to rate. I don't really know what to expect.
Yeah, I don't know what to expect either. I expect Logan Paul to try to show out. I expect The Miz to just do very, very heel things and play towards the crowd.
How will this crowd react to that, though?
I don't think it'll be favorable.
Yeah.
I think anywhere you put this on the card, there's way more. I think everything else is more excited and has genuine support. I think that's the kind of difference between a lot of things here. This doesn't have the genuine support I think all the other matches have. So I think no matter where they are on the card, this match is kind of fucked. But
unless they show out. Unless they show out.
Yeah, no, you're right. You're right.
Big match Miz needs to pop out.
But I can't even see like this getting the amount of like acclaim. They would have to go all the way out for this to get the level of acclaim of like a Bad Bunny match. You know what I'm saying? Like, because Bad Bunny's beloved.
Logan Paul is beloved too, Meelz. It's just not by this audience. Look at his views. I mean, he's beloved. I hate to say it, he just is.
He's not Bad Bunny though. Bad Bunny sold over 100,000. He got the #1 album for the last 6 weeks. You know what I'm saying? He got
the Pokemon card though. He don't got that. Bad Bunny don't got that. I think fuck, man. I think The Miz is gonna win.
I'm gonna go with. I mean, Logan Paul has signed a contract to do multiple matches, so I'm assuming Logan Paul will win.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with that.
Grab Jake on the next run. Have him double back. Bianca Belair versus Becky Lynch for the Raw Women's Championship. We know the story. I think we've talked about Bianca Becky ad nauseum here. I think that as much as I know this match is gonna bang, I have the least to say about it. The more I have to say about is where Bianca ends up after this, because I think she's gonna win. I think there's full stop. Beat the Becky demon in this feud here. For the time being, Bianca wins. Where does she go after this?
Rhea. I hope.
I would love Bianca wins. Rhea, like let's have the Mysterio match early in the show. Let's have this later. Bianca wins. Rhea's out to attack or show that she's here. I'm the rightful #1 contender. I won that match. I got injured. Run me my shit.
Let's
at
clash.
The Clash.
Mm-hmm. Let's get it at the Clash.
Run me my shit in a month at the Clash. Or, they could have a whole contendership thing with her and Alexa and Asuka. Have Rhea in that mix. You got a month to the Clash. Make it make sense. Give Bianca. Let's get her run rolling. Let's get it going. Let's get it going here.
Is there any possibility of you that thinks that Bianca could lose?
Yeah, I do. I think there's a possibility. I don't think it would make sense, but I think that if you are going into the Clash, I think you can't go wrong with either Bianca or Becky as the women's champion going into that match. However, they were forced to change plans on what they wanted to do based on two very, very big things that happened this summer. One of them was an injury, and one of them was a suspension. I don't see why they wouldn't just go with what they were going to try and do anyway, and just do it in a stadium this time. You're going to have two stadiums. Bianca gets two stadiums. Give her that. I think she'll drop the title in one of them. Are people going to be upset? Yes. But what are you going to do? You know what I mean?
Yeah, to be honest with you, what are you going to do?
What are you going to do? You know what I mean? Like, she has to lose Meelz. She has to lose the belt at one point. When you know? What are you going to do? I fully
agree with you. No, I agree.
She has to lose at some point. You know what I mean? She hasn't lost the match all year. You know, or she lost the match to count out, whatever. But like, she hasn't like been pinned all year. You know, so. I would rather it be Bianca Rhea because that's the match that everyone wants to see. Let's hope this creative team sees this. I'm letting it play out though. I'm letting it play out. So we'll see. But do you think Bianca's winning?
I do think Bianca's winning. If I put my money on it, yeah, Bianca's winning.
I don't think they'll get as much time as they got at Mania though. They don't have two nights.
Nah, not at all. Why can't I bet on wrestling? Interesting.
I'll be shocked if they get 20 and Ronda and Liv get like 15. I'll be shocked.
Nah, there's no way this match gets 20.
Yeah. Speaking of something that's getting 20, Riddle versus Seth freaking Rollins, regular ass match. Potential show stealer?
Yeah, I would say so. We've heard some great reports. Shout out to Terrell, who went to the house show just recently and said like they had a banger of a match and he fully expects us to steal the show at SummerSlam. And you know what? I kind of have to agree. This kind of stands out as the show stealing of the show. And if I had to pick someone to win, I'm probably picking Seth freaking Rollins, to be honest with you. Even though he just like logistically just like beat the shit out of Riddle on Monday. I expect him to win.
Yeah. He needs a big win, but the thing is that people are going to say, well, Seth's lost all year, but Seth has not lost his. You looked at what that look that Seth and Roman gave each other. The losses don't matter, you know, they don't matter in the larger scheme of things because all Seth needs is one win, and that's the title. I have long since thought or predicted or want to happen that Seth gets that briefcase away from Theory somehow.
That would be fire. But I think, you know what? Theory's on such a roll right now. I don't really want to. Yeah, I wouldn't do it.
I think Seth's gonna win though. We'll see.
Yeah, I think I'm Seth.
Liv Morgan versus Ronda Rousey, the SmackDown Women's Championship. I'm gonna go in. Yeah, God bless Liv. You had a run, man. I don't think that the only way that this happens and Liv's advantage is if she turns, and I don't think they should turn her.
I don't think Liv Morgan can beat or should beat at this point, depending on how their business is rolling, Ronda Rousey twice.
Right.
Like that would be insane. Like Becky hasn't even beaten her. Well, she's beat her once, but Becky hasn't even like gotten that match yet. That's the only person I could see do this saving. Like Ronda Rousey maybe has Ronda Rousey's number, but Liv Morgan, I can't see it happening. Might be
I mean, and plus Ronda coming off of Elder Charlotte. You know, Liv. To be fair, whoever's champion on SmackDown has a stacked roster to go against. To be fair to them.
Burn.
However, again, Meelz, Ronda has beaten everyone on this roster. Every single person.
Even if she hasn't beaten them, she could probably beat them in my mind. I could go through a simulation in my mind of just how,
like Lacey Evans.
Yeah, just like random, like Lacey Evans. There's all this other shit like that.
And my thing is here, you get nothing if Charlotte comes back and Ronda's the champion again, except the same damn feud. You know?
Yep.
You get nothing from this. And I thought that she pretty much put the foot down on that at in that I Quit match. I thought that was the ending that wrote Charlotte off. I thought it was perfect.
I agree.
Liv should win this, I don't see Liv winning this though. Liv should win this, but it's like if you give Ronda the title, unless she turns into like a fucking a beast and is just like not giving a fuck, she's tired of being nice. I just don't see how it works. Like it's the most interesting. This is probably this and the title match, honestly, are the most interesting matches to me.
I agree.
Because it shapes so much. And remember, Meelz, you got another stadium show and you got a draft right after that. And to be honest with you, some of these people on these shows need to be split up.
I mean, yes. Yes, absolutely. I mean, they have Alexa Bliss on a roll currently right now, who I think is probably just going to end up in a SmackDown Women's title. Because on Raw, it's too much right now. The rosters need to change, especially on the women's side of things. Like it definitely needs to be even. I
agree. I think Becky and Bianca need to get away from each other. I think that Ronda needs to get away from Charlotte. They need to make something happen. I think Bianca's big enough now that she will probably move to SmackDown again with the Profits.
Yeah, absolutely.
I think she's big enough now that she would move and Becky could stay and then Ronda could go over and they can finally do that. I just think that looking at this match, I don't know. I mean, Ronda will probably win this, but Liv really needs to win this because that it opens up way more opportunities. But we'll see. Hey, this is the first pay-per-view without Vince at the helm and creative. Figure this shit out, y'all. Y'all got to figure this shit out. Pat McAfee versus Happy Corbin possibly got like the biggest storyline in a lot of the matches on this card.
I don't even know. Let's go Pat because he lost at Mania.
That's a good one. Wait, but he beat Theory though.
No, he didn't. He lost to Theory, didn't he? Or did he beat?
He lost to Vince.
Oh, yikes. Let's go Pat anyway. I think the people.
Vince's final year is crazy.
I mean, yeah, Pat had his last match. The man is a legend. At this point.
I really witnessed the last time we're ever going to see Vince at a WrestleMania. That is crazy.
It's surprising it happened in 2022, to be honest with you.
Let's see. Yeah, I think it's going to be fun. They needed to make this a no disqualification, but I'm pretty sure it will have relaxed rules, to be honest with you.
I would agree.
I'll say Pat wins this. Next up, the Usos versus the Street Profits for the Undisputed WWE Tag Team Championship. Jeff Jarrett is a special guest referee. What are the odds that Jeff turns on them on the faces?
I don't know. That would be weird because he got to beat up Ric Flair the next night. I don't know if he want all this smoke coming after him. Got to beat up Ric Flair the next night. Also, I don't see including Jeff Jarrett in like long-term things, but he's very serious about this role. Very, very serious.
I don't know. If I was to say anything, I would say that like you want to have the oh God, I hate even saying it. You want to have the Usos lose so you can have some doubt for Roman, but as we saw last month, like that don't really matter. The Profits should win this because if they don't, I don't want to hear the belly aching if the Profits break up.
I don't think you'll get belly aching, but I think if they don't win this, it's going to be wild. They should break up.
Yeah, they should probably break up.
Hey, no story to tell no more.
Also, if they do that, then that means that like AJ and Ziggler are going to win these titles or something. AJ's not on this card, by the way. No, I don't know what they're doing.
Maybe he wanted the Saturday off. I don't know.
He's done everything. Everything.
He's good. He's straight. I'm sure.
Yeah. What do you think? Usos or Profits?
I'm gonna go. The betting man in me says Usos.
Yeah, they're mini Roman Reigns.
Yeah, the betting man in me says Usos. Like it's just the easiest way to go about this.
Their overall in the game is probably gonna be like a 90 next year in 2K. So get ready for that. Bobby Lashley versus Theory. Come on,
Bobby.
Yeah.
Gotta be Bobby.
Legs and hips and Bobby. Anyway, Bobby's winning this. Where do you think this lands? I mean, you got to have some plausible deniability that Theory will come out in the final match of the night. What do you think?
Nah, Bobby beats his ass.
Bobby would have to beat him to a point where he cannot come out for the final match, or something. Something is happening with Theory at this show.
Bobby is capable of beating an ass that hard, so I'm not gonna put it past him.
Okay.
I'm not gonna put it into doubt. But he's going against Bobby Lashley on this card. If he still thinks he has energy after that to cash in Money in the Bank and win,
we'll see. He did it last time.
Ooh.
Oh wait, no, he didn't. He didn't. Nobody had enough to do it. He had enough to do it at
the last pay-per-view, Money in the Bank.
Yeah, to be in the main event of that. Anyway, speaking of which, Roman Reigns versus Brock Lesnar, one final match, last man standing match for the undisputed WWE Universal Championship.
All my thoughts were passed on this at WrestleMania, so I have nothing left to contribute to this conversation. Yeah. I have nothing to say. I'm sure it'll be fine. I'm sure it'll be great. We're all going to watch it anyway, or you're not. I don't know. Go on TikTok or something. But I can't see it being Roman Reigns. And I can't see Roman Reigns losing.
Oh.
I can't see Roman Reigns losing, especially after Brock Lesnar pseudo walked out after Vince left.
They were like, all right, nigga, we'll see you in Royal Rumble, nigga.
All right, we'll just finish it out, Brock. Brock, just finish it out at SummerSlam. We don't need it, you can just dip after that, but don't stop the business, man. We can, Brock bought his paper. Brock bought the business. I can't see Roman Reigns losing.
I can't either.
In a last man standing match, how many heels have lost a last man standing match?
Didn't he have one against KO last year? And he won that one too?
Yeah. Like, not a lot of heels lose last man standing matches unless you're like John Cena with duct tape, which is like an over 100 in whatever game it is.
I think it'll be great, like you said. Get it over with, beat the demon. I think the interesting part is if Theory cashes in, does he fail or does he succeed? If he succeeds, the clash is minimally more interesting. If he does not succeed, Theory is maximum more interesting because of how he's going to get back to where he was. But they are hammering home that he's going to do it. They can't not have him do it,
or not at least attempt to do it.
Exactly. He keeps talking about doing it, and they can't have him not do it. They literally, it's all they talk about is him doing it. For them to not have that tease or to not take him out during the night, it wouldn't make sense. Or he could get edged. For all I care, they have to wrap up the storyline. I would love to see that briefcase gone by October.
Yeah. Well, do you think? All right. So here's the thing. Possibility, because Theory does have this possibility. Youngest world champion in WWE history. Do you give that distinction to Theory? Actually, would he be? Let me see. Randy Orton, he's 24 now. Oh, he turns 20. He turns 25 in like 2 days. Let me see. By the end of the week, actually, starting next week. Oh, he turns 25 during A Show 250. Maybe he wants to show up. Let's see.
I would give it to Braun Breaker. I give it to Braun Breaker before I would give it to Theory. But Theory don't got that, or Braun Breaker don't got that long either, because he's about to turn 25 in October.
Well, no. All right. So, Randy Orton is the youngest world champion.
He's still the youngest?
Yeah, he's still the youngest.
Yeah, so he wouldn't be that.
24.
He's just
24.
He's just the longest, or the youngest Money in the Bank guy. I mean, I wouldn't put the title on somebody that people are not completely behind, either heel or face. They do hate him, but I don't think that they, I would look at that reign as like, okay, you're gonna have it off of you before the draft. That's what I would look at that as. It would be a Miz run, that last run he had, 2 weeks. Because how's he gonna screw his way over? Like, we've seen him beat like major guys, but we've never seen him beat like a top guy. Like, come on, Roman Reigns gonna fucking clean him up. He has to fail. He would have to fail, either in attempt or in the match. I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't know. We'll see. We'll see at the end of this. And at the end of this, but I think that if you're going away from, if you were going away from having Drew and Roman at the Clash, I think that's like you're holding off on Drew for way too long, and for it to not end with him versus Roman in the end of this and just him in theory, that's a little bit anticlimactic. That is definitely Vince booking right there.
I guess Drew's also not on this pay-per-view, which is kind of weird.
They're
on SmackDown before, but you gotta have some for the live people. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. He was on SmackDown before. I mean, is there any? I don't know why they've stretched this Sheamus thing out for so long.
Because they didn't want to do it. They wanted to do the SmackDown before SummerSlam. Like I think they wanted to have that. Maybe they could set something up at SummerSlam or something of the rather.
They'll have the graphic ready already.
Yeah, something along those lines. So we'll see.
Sheamus looks like a big pussy for running from this nigga for so long. Like, the fuck is wrong with you, bro? Like, he looks like a complete pussy. Like, what do you? Anyway, that was SummerSlam. Thank you all for listening to the show. It's airing on Saturday. We will have a Spaces right after. I may not be able. I may jump in because Pat's having a house party that night.
Oh, look at that house party with Pat.
Yeah, so I'm gonna be there. But merch goes on sale on Friday. We're gonna have the link out there for you guys. A Show 250 is gonna be live. So if you're expecting patrons, if you're expecting an early show on Tuesday, tune in with us at 8:00 Eastern that night. You'll get your show, and it's gonna be on the Patreon right after that, and it's gonna be public right after that too. So that's everything coming up, and we have also another giveaway that night as well. I think that's everything, right?
That is everything. Is there anything else that I have left to plug? I feel like I did, and then I don't. So I'm just not going to say anything. Thank you guys. 249 episodes, 249 weeks. We're approaching 250 next week. Can't wait.
We here. Thank you guys. For Meelz, I'm Justin. See you guys next week as we roll into an uncertain era in WWE and in pro wrestling in general without Vince McMahon. Peace.